concept. It's something I've looked forward to making for a few days now, and I've started to see it suggested more and more in my comment section, so I decided to finally get a move on and make it once and for all. It's basically going to be a video outlining the 4 or 5 biggest things that I believe have changed me from an obviously not so good Fortnite player when I first started playing the game about 6 or 7 months ago, to now what I believe to be one of the top players on all of console Fortnite. I expect it to be a cool video, really informational for you guys that are trying to become great players, and let's get right into it with the first thing. Alright, the first thing I want to discuss in this video that when I really wrapped my head around when I was first starting off as a Fortnite player probably helped me more than any other tip in this video, and that is the idea of focusing on improving building over any other aspect of Fortnite. There's been this recent kickback from the console community that's recently been stating that you don't need to be a great builder to be a top tier player. And I believe that stems from one person in particular, Nick Mercs. If you guys don't know who that is, he's probably the most popular console Fortnite streamer, and I absolutely love the guy. He's so entertaining. He had such a huge win for console Fortnite, winning that Keemstar $5,000 invitational tournament against mostly PC players. It was just huge for the reputation of the console Fortnite community, so I give him big props for that. But the really interesting thing about Nick Mercs' game is that he is undoubtedly one of the absolute top console Fortnite players in the world, but he's a very, very poor builder, especially for the standards of top players. Now, he can obviously do basic things, one by one, ramping up, the basic building things that decent players should know how to do. But other than that, that's really the limitations of his building. And he's still able to be this absolute top tier console player, and it's making people think, well, if Nick Mercs can do it, maybe I can be a great player without building. And Nick Mercs, let me just tell you right now, is without a doubt the exception to the rule and not the rule. Nick Mercs played Gears of War, which is a game that has very similar shooting mechanics to Fortnite, at its top tier competitive level for about 8 years. And after that, I believe followed it up with about 4 to 5 years of top tier competitive Call of Duty. So that's about 12 to 13 years of playing shooter video games at its highest competitive level. And what did that give him? Otherworldly gun skill and otherworldly positioning, which both translate to Fortnite. Now, unless you have 12 to 13 years to work on your gun skill and only your gun skill, you are never going to be Nick Mercs. The good thing about Fortnite is you don't need to have the gun skill of Nick Mercs to still be a top tier player. If you just have average gun skill but you're an incredible builder, you can still absolutely be one of the best players in the world. Because even if someone has better gun skill than you and you're shooting from 3 levels up while they're shooting from the ground,